Two airspeed indicators are installed in the main instrument panel to provide the flight crew with the actual airspeed and the maximum operating airspeed, VMO, or maximum operating Mach, MMO, indications. Each airspeed indicator has a scale graduated from 60 to 400 knots. From 70 to 210 knots, the scale is shown in 2-knot increments. From 210 to 250 knots, the speed is shown in 5-knot increments, and from 250 to 400 knots in 10-knot increments. A white pointer shows the actual indicated airspeed, IAS. A white pointer with red stripes indicates the maximum operating airspeed computed by the respective ADC and represents the VMO-MMO limit. When the maximum operating airspeed is exceeded, an aural warning is activated by the CCAS. 4 movable speed bugs in green, yellow, white, and red are installed around the dial, allowing the flight crew members to set predetermined speeds. The speed selector knob allows the selection of the inner speed bug to a desired speed. The speed selected with the inner speed bug provides reference to the fast-slow scale in the respective EADI, Electronic Attitude Director Indicator. The failure window is normally blank. If a failure affecting the VMO indication occurs, a red VMO warning flag will be displayed in the window. A failure affecting the instrument and the VMO indication will bring into view a red off flag. The airplane altitude, computed by the air data computers, is provided to the flight crew by 2 altimeters, one for each pilot. ADC-1 provides altitude data to the captain's altimeter, and ADC-2 provides altitude data to the first officer's altimeter. Both altimeters are located at the main instrument panel. Each instrument has 2 barometric counter displays that can be manually adjusted by the barometric setting knob. The left display shows the barometric pressure setting in millibars, MB, and the right display shows the barometric pressure in inches of mercury, INHG. The pointer moves over a graduated dial scale, where 1 complete revolution of the pointer represents 1,000 feet of altitude change. The altitude display counter is fitted with 4 drums to indicate the altitude. From the left to the right respectively, the drums indicate every 10,000 feet, every 1,000 feet, every 100 feet, and every 20 feet increments. The altitude counter shows a black and white flag over the 10,000s drum when the altitude is between 0 and 9,999 feet. A black flag with the letters NEG, meaning negative, will be presented over the 2 left drums when the altitude is below 0 feet. In case of failure of the respective ADC or instrument failure or power loss, an off red flag will cover the altitude counter. The altitude alert light will illuminate amber when the altitude alert is triggered. You can find out more about altitude alerting in the AFCS chapter. Vertical speed indication is given to the flight crew by 2 digital TCAS vertical speed indicators, short TCAS VSI, located in the left and right sides of the main instrument panel. The vertical data is calculated based on the information from the ADCs 1 and 2. Traffic alert information is also provided to the instrument by the Traffic Collision Avoidance System computer, short TCAS, and will be described in the following lessons. The vertical speed pointer indicates a climb or descent rate from 0 to plus or minus 6,000 feet per minute. It also incorporates a light sensor that varies the instrument brightness. If the TCAS VSI becomes unable to display the vertical speed information for any reason, the vertical speed flag, VS, will appear on the screen. Observe that in this situation the vertical speed pointer disappears. A single TAT, SAT, TAS indicator is located in the center of the main instrument panel and groups the indications of the total air temperature, the static air temperature, and the true airspeed. Let's see the indications and push buttons. The TAT window displays the total air temperature in degrees Celsius, preceded by a plus or minus sign to indicate positive or negative temperatures respectively. While the SAT push button is pressed, the static air temperature is displayed on the TAT window in degrees Celsius and is preceded by a plus or minus sign. A dash in the center of the total air temperature window is displayed if the selected air data computer temperature information is lost. The true airspeed window displays the true airspeed in a 3-digit format. Again, if the selected air data computer airspeed information is lost, a dash in the center of the true airspeed window is displayed. The standby airspeed indicator is located in the center of the main instrument panel. It shows the airspeed directly calculated from the standby static ports and the standby pitot probe. The instrument dial is graduated from 40 to 320 knots, with increments of 5 knots until 200 knots and 10 knots above 200 knots. The standby altimeter, in the center of the main instrument panel, displays altitude data. The standby static ports supply the instrument directly with static pressure. The instrument has the following features. An altitude pointer indicates altitude in conjunction with the digital counter. The dial is graduated from 0 to 1,000 feet. Each complete revolution of the altitude pointer represents 1,000 feet of altitude change. The digital counter has 3 drums indicating, from left to right, 10,000s, thousands, and hundreds of feet. Note that the drum representing hundreds of feet always indicates a sequence of zeros, and the altitude in hundreds of feet is indicated by the actual position of the altitude pointer. Observe that in altitudes ranging from 0 to 9,999 feet, the left drum of the digital counter shows a black and white striped flag. Negative altitudes are displayed by an orange and white striped flag in the 2 left drums. The instrument is also fitted with a barometric counter graduated only in millibar, where the barometric pressure can be manually inserted via the barometric setting knob. Observe the table for allowable deviation between normal altimeter readings and between a normal and the standby altimeter readings.